fight between the U.S. and Canada is escalating, with Canada now announcing retaliatory tariffs on billions of dollars in American goods.
So what could this mean for your wallet as well as Texas? Energy expert Ed Hur is joining us now. Ed, big picture, what does this trade fight mean for our economy and consumers?
Right now, it's just a building fight. The U.S. announced tariffs on some $25 billion worth of imports from Canada. Canada's retaliated, same sort of thing. For perspective, we buy about $425 billion worth of goods from Canada on a regular basis. They sell us about $450 billion worth of goods. Most of those goods are covered by the U.S.-Mexico-Canadian agreement, which the prior Trump administration put in place when it tore up NAFTA. Approximately $115 billion in current oil prices is what we spend buying crude oil from Canada. We import roughly 4 to 4.5 million barrels a day from Canada to match up with what our refineries need. The Canadian heavy crude replaced the heavy oil we were importing from Venezuela, from Mexico, and from Saudi Arabia and OPEC nations.
Bring it closer to home for us, Ed. What could the impact be here in Texas?
So we've already seen the impact of the Trump tariffs that were announced last year, the 50% tariffs on steel, on aluminum. Those particular commodities outside the USMCA, that's raised the cost of drilling oil wells by between 5 and 12%. Well, when oil was at $55 a barrel last year, that was a real problem for producers. Now, because of the war with Iran and prices closer to $80 a barrel, it's not that big of a deal. It has hurt the city of Houston, TxDOT, because now the cost of steel, the cost of aluminum, the cost of repairing highways has gone a lot higher. We're not getting as many miles repaired as we should be. It's also raised the cost of construction across the U.S. and in the Houston area. We see it in the grocery store with the increased cost of cans and aluminum foil.
So you talk about we import about 4 million barrels a day from Canada. So not necessarily an increase in energy prices, but everything that oil is used for that is causing a blowback.
Well, and there's the scary part. Some of the provincial leaders in Canada have said, well, the right retaliation would be to put an export tax on crude oil. The Trump administration had earlier signaled putting an import tariff on Canadian crude. That would cut both ways. Number one, it would certainly drive up the price of crude oil and refined products across the United States. That would be good for our businesses in Houston. It would not be very good for the consumers. With the midterm elections coming along, I don't think there's a way this trade war actually helps the incumbents.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens between now and Election Day. Ed Hur, U of H Energy Fellow and KHU 11 Energy Expert, thank you for your insight, your expertise, and most of all, your time.